to plan a proper burial. They say her death is uniting the community and giving frontline workers the chance to grieve.
Ellen's so representative, and she almost symbolizes everything that we've been through. And I thought that just that humanity and care that those nurses displayed deserved something more than that, and so did Ellen.
Kavanaugh service will be held on Sunday at 3 in the afternoon. Only her nurses will attend in person, but the entire memorial will be live streamed.
Tonight, a search is underway to find a suspect wanted for murder in Wayne County. Officials say 47-year-old Tuck Taylor was found shot near West Lake Drive in Screven County yesterday. He was reported missing last Friday. This picture you're watching or seeing right now is 25-year-old Devontae O'Neill. He was arrested and charged. Now, a second suspect, Devontae Batten, is on the run. If you know where he may be, you're asked to call Bacon County Sheriff's Office.
Continuing coverage now, new information on the return of a former Savannah city manager, Michael Brown. He has agreed to step in as interim city manager until the city finds a permanent replacement. According to Mayor Van Johnson, Brown will earn roughly $20,000 a month. Per the city charter, his contract will be up for renewal after 3 months. He will also receive a city car. Brown served as Savannah city manager for 15 years before stepping down back in 2010. Before that, he was the assistant city manager. Mayor Johnson says Brown will lead the city's budgeting process when he starts in November.
Our retreat will be in mid-November, hopefully to adopt our budget by the first meeting in December. And so Michael will quarterback that, and Pat has agreed to be around as we need him to help us through this process.
City Council is expected to approve Brown's contract during its October 22nd meeting. If approved, he will start work shortly after current interim city manager Pat Monahan retires on November 2nd.
Looking ahead, book lovers attending the Bluffton Book Festival tomorrow are in for a big treat. Best-selling authors James Patterson and Kwame Alexander will hold a conversation about their new book, Becoming Muhammad Ali. Written in rounds, the authors describe the sports icon's childhood, his experience with segregation, school, and his rise to fame in the boxing ring. I will serve as moderator for this live virtual event. The tickets are unlimited, so they're available until the session begins at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can purchase them right now at wsav.com/Bluffton Book Festival. The price includes an autographed copy of the book.
Also looking ahead, the Savannah Book Festival is going virtual come February, and to celebrate, they are featuring different authors each month leading up to that event. So one of the authors showcased for this month is Brad Thor.
My latest book is called Near Dark, and let's say you and I were going to go to the movies, and Near Dark was the movie we'd see, and we passed by the poster in the lobby. The log line on it would be, a $100 million bounty has just been placed on the head of America's top spy.
Now you can hear Brad Thor talk about Near Dark and his other works on Wednesday, October 14th in that virtual event. The cost of registration is $15.
Tonight's Back to School Reports features a special recognition for one Low Country school employee. Beaufort County has named their 2020-2021 Teacher of the Year.
I'm thrilled to be here with you to announce our District Teacher of the Year.
And there you see her. Megan DeWeese is a teacher at Oakety Elementary School. She was surprised with the announcement during a faculty meeting yesterday. The first grade teacher holds 2 degrees, one from Armstrong State University and the University of South Carolina. DeWeese says she was shocked to be chosen. And the Teacher of the Year, by the way, is usually announced during a breakfast, recognizing every honoree from all the schools. But COVID-19 changed this year's plans.
A local museum has some special works of art.
Just ahead, we will tell you more about the artist with ties to the hostess city.
And coming up in the complete forecast, Hurricane Delta is set to make landfall in just a few short hours. Some areas have already picked up 8 inches of rain, and the storm could bring us rain over the weekend.
And at 5:30, more information is emerging in the plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. You're watching WSAV First News at 5, and we'll be right back.
Now, back to First News at 5 with Tina Tyashaw, Ben Singer, and Chief Meteorologist Chris Allred. WSAV News 3 on your side.
And welcome back. We are taking another live look outside now from our Savannah cam. That's our St. Joseph's Candler cam. And we're looking toward Tybee Island, and the shot isn't frozen. No cars are moving because of a deadly crash that has happened on the island. So they're trying to get appropriate crew members to that scene and investigate there. So cars have been at a standstill for quite some time. You see one car making its way off of the island now. We'll keep you up to date on this situation. In a report from our digital team now, Telfair Museums getting a historic addition to their galleries.
Yeah, they've received 17 rare drawings from the 1930s by a famous Savannah artist. The artist, William O. Golding, was kidnapped in 1882 when he was 8 years old on River Street and spent most of his life at sea. He created the artwork in 1939 during his time as a patient at the U.S. Marine Hospital in Savannah. Well, Telfair now has one of the 2 largest collections of his work in the world. The new installment represents 21 of 100 drawings he's believed to have produced.
It makes us uniquely able to tell this compelling story of this African-American sailor who saw all of these incredible things and told the story here in Savannah. He did all of his drawings from a hospital bed right here in Savannah, Georgia.
These drawings will be part of the largest exhibition of his work ever curated. We have more information for you on how you can actually view the collection. You can go to WSAV.com/now.
Now, Storm Team 3 weather with Live Titan Radar, sponsored by the Dozier Law Firm.
All right, Chris, Delta is really kind of approaching that, peak situation. All those places on the Gulf, though, already receiving the outer bands and a lot of rain.
That's right. The storm system is going to make landfall in just a few short hours, but already the storm surge has even been impacting parts of Alabama, and it's only going to get worse. Right now, as we switch over to our tropical satellite imagery, the worst part of the storm system is already pushing onto land, and we're talking about the eye wall of the hurricane. It's still a Category 2 storm, and as we look at our Dozier Titan radar, here is the eye wall that is hitting parts of Louisiana. So right now you have some heavier rain showers that are coming down where some areas have already picked up about 8 to 9 inches of rain. The majority of the rain has been happening right over the Gulf, but some of that is already making its way over land. So here's what's going to happen. Right now it is producing maximum sustained winds of 105 miles per hour. The storm is tracking the north-northeast at 14. It really hasn't gotten that much slower, and that's the reason why the landfall is going to happen a little bit sooner than projected. Once it is over land, it is going to weaken quickly as it moves over Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, and then it heads up toward Kentucky. Even though it's going to stay to the west of us, it will be able to bring up a lot of moisture, and that's going to set off some showers and storms already. As a matter of fact, as we take a live look with our Savannah cam, there's the Port of Georgia right there. We've got the cloud cover. A few rain showers trying to come in too. 84 degrees and it's humid. It feels like 88 with winds out of the east-southeast at 13 miles per hour. Over the weekend, here's the chance of rain. It's 40% on Saturday. It goes up to 60% on Sunday. Then next week, we will dry back out. Now here's the reason why we're going to see the rain. Look at this. You have all this moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. So the rain showers coming from Florida, the south of Georgia, right into the coastal empire and low country. Right now, most of us are dry, but we have those rain showers off to the southwest. That's going to increase, not only tonight, but for the next 48 hours. So on Saturday, you'll see some scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms fire up and develop. But then on Sunday, that's when the strongest line is going to move on in. And it's possible that some of the storms could be on the strong to severe side. As far as rainfall totals go, it varies. Some of us may pick up 1/10 of an inch. There will be some of us that could pick up more than an inch of rain. It just depends if you get hit in the stronger part of the storm line. So tonight, we're dropping to a low of 74. That's warm, y'all. We should be seeing lows at around 60. For tomorrow, because of all the cloud cover and the rain showers, highs will top out in the low to mid 80s. It's not bad, but if you do have anything planned outside, you might run into a scattered shower or isolated thunderstorm, so keep that in mind. For the 7-day forecast on Sunday, you'll have the higher chance of showers and storms, and then next week it's going to be dry and hot. 89 on Tuesday, and then finally we'll drop off to the low to mid 80s by the end of the work week. In tonight's time saver traffic, here's the very latest on the accident that's happened on Tybee. We have been told Highway 80 is blocked both ways. Best case scenario, it's going to open up in an hour. Worst case scenario, it's going to take 3 hours to open at least one lane. The fatality has been confirmed. It's due to speed and fleeing a vehicle hit and run on the south end. As we get more information, we will have it right here on WSAV. All right, Ben, back to you.
Chris, thank you. The season for ghosts, ghouls, and goblins is upon us.
And a local attraction is making your experience spooky and safe. You are watching WSAV First News at 5. A haunted tradition in the hostess city is back. The ghouls and ghosts are waiting for you at Ailey Temple, and it's a terror plantation, so you better be ready. But we want to let you know there are some changes this year because of COVID-19.
WSAV News' Jessica Coombs is looking ahead at how they are bringing the scares and keeping people safe.
It takes about 6 months of planning or more. We do this all year round. We have special meetings, what we can do to make everything better.
The Terra Plantation here at the Ailey Shriners Temple has been called one of the scariest haunted houses in Georgia. Plus, a part of the proceeds will benefit one of the 22 Shriners hospitals around the world.
We had a record-breaking opening weekend, so it just goes to prove that people are ready to be out and be doing things. We just got to help them to ensure that they're safe and that our workers are safe as well.
They've spent a lot of months prepping ahead to make sure that people can come through, have this experience, and have it in a safe way where you can get scared, but not have to risk your safety in the process.
Before they even enter the gate, their temperatures will be checked. They must wear a mask, and we'll have a mask if they don't have one. We have hand sanitizing stations. We've also did away with a lot of things inside the house that you had to touch, such as the claustrophobic room of getting through it and touching it. We've done away with that. The curtains, the dividers and things like that, we've done away with that. Anything that you had to touch, we pretty much have done away with this year. We do sanitize the area every 20 to 30 minutes when we do our fire inspections.
Savannah is known as one of the most haunted cities in America, and this place is super spooky. In Savannah, Jessica Coombs, WSAV News 3 on your side.
And for a full list of spectacular events happening in our area, you can head over to our website, wsav.com/Halloween.
Well, the most popular person at this week's vice presidential debate will seem to be a fly.
We will show you how a Democratic nominee is making use of the fly's fame in what's trending. WSAV News 3 at 5:30 is next.
From WSAV, the station that's on your side, you're watching News 3 at 5:30.
President Trump's chief of staff under scrutiny tonight after some say he violated Georgia's COVID-19 restrictions.
Plus, the teenager accused of killing two police brutality protesters, I should say, that he faces a judge for the first time.
But first, we want to give you a live look now from our St. Joseph's Candler camera. Now, what you're seeing is the Bull River Bridge. This is a live picture. Traffic stopped in both directions because of a deadly accident on Tybee Island. We will bring you more on that as we continue this newscast. Right now, we want to check in with Storm Team 3 meteorologist Scott Roberts. He has your forecast first from Pooler.
Hey there, Tina. Mount Day Sales Academy is in town for Macon, taking on the Savannah Christian Academy Raiders this evening, and they're in store for a pretty nice night. Weather-wise, we have a nice breeze out here, a mix of sun and clouds. No rain here, though in some parts of the area, Titan radar is picking up on some shower and storm activity, all associated with Hurricane Delta coming on shore of Louisiana. Temperatures mostly in the 80s. They will be staying on the warm side thanks to that humidity as we do go into the evening hours, likely just cooling off into the 70s early on and well, only bottoming out in the 70s as we do go into the overnight hours. This game here should be pretty good. It should be a great game to watch, just as all the games around the Coastal Empire and Low Country. We'll have more on the forecast coming up later on in the half hour with Chief Meteorologist Chris Allred. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Scott, thank you. Well, parts of Louisiana dealing with Hurricane Delta tonight. Some communities have been evacuated while some coastal towns are already seeing flooding.
Our Dion Guillory is in Baton Rouge with tonight's top story.
East Baton Rouge Parish is already feeling the effects of Hurricane Delta before the storm even makes landfall. City parish leaders just wrapped up a news conference where they told us 23 water assistance calls were out after we saw so much rain in such a little time overnight. Take a look over here. This is the Comeet River, and you can see the water is rushing, and city parish leaders say they are watching these river levels because they say it's going to be a long day ahead of us. And so the message from them is that if you do not have to be out in the roads, you see this truck passing right here, if you don't have to be out, stay home, because they say all of this is just starting and it's going to be a very long day. In Baton Rouge, I'm Dion Guillory.
From our Washington newsroom now, the Supreme Court confirmation process starts on Monday. WSAV News 3's Kelly Meyer talked with lawmakers about how COVID may impact the hearing and the vote and what you can expect watching from home.
Just 1 week after testing positive for COVID-19, North Carolina's Tom Tillis is getting ready to return to Capitol Hill.
I'm following the advice, the CDC guidelines.
Tillis is eager to return to the Senate for the confirmation hearing of Judge Amy Coney Barrett, set to start on Monday.
My last symptoms, and the only symptoms I had for a few hours, were on Saturday. So that should provide me with the opportunity to be cleared on Monday evening or Tuesday.
Tillis isn't the only member of the Judiciary Committee to contract the coronavirus. Utah Republican Senator Mike Lee got it too. Other Republican senators are turning down testing.
If Graham or any of these other senators feel like they test positive, it might delay the rush to get this nominee confirmed.
Jesse Lee with the Center for American Progress Action Fund says Republicans want another conservative justice on the bench when the Affordable Care Act comes before the court and for potential election lawsuits.
Republican senators are trying to explain how maybe technically, medically, they might be fine to hold this hearing, but there is no reason to be rushing it this way.
But Tillis defends the process is faster because senators already know Barrett.
We went through an extensive nomination hearing just a few years ago for her to be on the 7th Circuit.
Next week's hearing means the full Senate could vote on Barrett by the final week of October. Reporting in Washington, I'm Kelly Meyer.
Around Georgia and Atlanta, newspapers reporting that White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows hosted a large wedding for his daughter that appeared to violate Georgia's COVID restrictions. According to published reports, in May, Meadows, seen here at the White House, held an indoor maskless wedding in Atlanta. About 70 people attended. Governor Brian Kemp's order at the time limited gatherings to 10 people. The wedding venue told the newspaper that state requirements allowed for the gathering because there was enough space to social distance. But photographs of the event show that those guidelines were not followed. Meadows has not commented.
Dark days continue on the Great White Way. This morning, the Broadway League announced an extension of the shutdown of Broadway theaters. They had hoped curtains would rise in January of next year, but now it won't happen until May 2021 at the earliest. Broadway theaters have been closed since March 12th. Broadway grossed $1.8 billion last season and attracted a record 15 million people.
Making headlines, a teenager accused of killing two protesters days after Jacob Blake was shot by police in Kenosha, Wisconsin, was back in court today. 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse appeared with his attorney via Zoom for an extradition hearing in Lake County, Illinois. His attorneys are arguing that the teenager was acting in self-defense, and extraditing him to Wisconsin would violate his constitutional rights.
A man investigators say is tied to a plot to kidnap Michigan's governor also appeared before a judge today. Sean Fix on the upper right of the screen is charged with providing material support for terrorist acts and charged with a felony firearm violation. He's one of 7 men investigators linked to a paramilitary group called the Wolverine Watchmen. They are accused of planning to storm the state capitol and overthrow the government. Those allegations also tied to a plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer, according to prosecutors.
Around South Carolina, there has been a big format change to the planned debate between Senator Lindsey Graham and Democratic challenger Jamie Harrison. The two will not face each other as they did earlier this month. This video of the previous debate back on October 3rd. Well, tonight, the candidates will take part in a forum instead. Harrison will take questions from a panel for the first half hour. Then it will be Graham's turn. Now the two men will not share the stage. In our area, you can only watch it right here on WSAV at 7 o'clock. Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy will air after Saturday Night Live tomorrow night.
President Donald Trump's son is scheduled to make another trip to Savannah. According to published reports, Don Jr. will host an event on Monday, October 12th. The rally is at the Forest City Gun Club in Savannah. It will take place at 1 that afternoon.
A Georgia school board wants to name an elementary school after former First Lady Michelle Obama. The board wants to rename South Clayton Elementary to Michelle Obama STEM Elementary School. Now the district must reach an agreement with Mrs. Obama. If she declines, leaders will seek permission to name the school after the late Congressman John Lewis.
The United Nations World Food Program won the 2020 Nobel Peace Prize for its efforts to combat hunger and food insecurity all around the globe. The Nobel Committee said the coronavirus pandemic had added to the hunger faced by millions around the world. It called on governments to ensure that WFP and other aid organizations receive the financial support necessary to feed people. The organization provided assistance to almost 100 million people in 88 countries around the world last year.
And as always, the United Nations World Food Program is always fundraising on the go. We fundraise as we go. We are 100% voluntarily funded, and one would say yes, we expect the Nobel Peace Prize to also help us going forward in not only shining the light on ourselves, but shining the light on the work that we do.
The WFP's executive director told the UN Security Council back in April that the world was on the brink of a hunger pandemic. Still ahead tonight, we are continuing to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month.
We will show you how one program is bridging the language gap to help bring students closer when we come back.
Now, back to News 3 at 5:30 with Tina Tyashaw, Ben Singer, and Chief Meteorologist Chris Allred. WSAV News 3 on your side.
Tonight, WSAV continues to celebrate Hispanic heritage. More than 16% of Sioux City's population is Hispanic.
And as that population continues to grow, one private school has created a dual language program.
Jessica Watson takes a look now at how the program bridges the gap between Spanish-speaking and non-Spanish-speaking students.
I am a bilingual.
We know that our community in Siouxland is always changing, and we really wanted to find a way to reach out to our Hispanic families and our Hispanic Catholic community, and so we thought a dual language academy would be a great way to do that.
For the second year, students in the Bishop Heelan dual language program are spending their days learning in English and Spanish.
Young kids' brains are so flexible and pliable that they pick up the language quicker than we do as adults. So it's really fun to watch them grow academically in a new language and also in their academic skills as preschool kindergartners and first graders.
Try to help them push them into the language. I'll start like a phrase and oh, what are you playing? And I'll say estoy jugando, which means I'm playing, and they'll finish the sentence, or basic words like labels and around the room, and have them practice their Spanish to hopefully make them fluent by the end of the year.
Myra Padilla teaches preschool for the dual language program. She says a program like this can make a big difference.
I'm bilingual, and it's helped me many times, and I'm able to help other people when they need help, like translating something or they don't understand a certain language. I'll break that barrier, and I think having more people that are bilingual can help a lot more people as well, and just break down those barriers between that separate people and just bring us together.
Soy bilingüe.
While students in the program learn in both languages, 90% of their day is in Spanish.
Teacher does some transitions in English. Right now you'll see a little bit more English because we want to make sure that those routines and procedures are established. And then all their academic skills are in Spanish.
As the students move up each year, 10% more of their classes will include English. And Padilla says she enjoys sharing the culture with her students.
So many people here that speak Spanish, and it's to keep that culture, even though they're far away from home, just to keep it, kind of bring home here and keep our culture going to the next generations.
The goal is for all students to be fluent in Spanish by the end of the school year.
That kindergarten class that's now first graders, watching them end the year being able to read at a first or second grade level in Spanish, plus they were able to read at a second grade level in English.
Do you like learning?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you like coming to school?
Looking ahead into Monday, our WSAV Celebrates Hispanic Heritage Report airs at 11:30. You can tune in on After News 3 today for your top news headlines and enjoy the special right after that.
Now, Storm Team 3 weather with Live Titan Radar, sponsored by the Dozier Law Firm.
Well, Chris, people in Louisiana are already feeling the effects as a major hurricane moves closer.
That is right. So we're talking about Hurricane Delta, and the eye wall has already pushed onto land. It's come ashore, but this is rain that was already falling during the overnight hours and into early this morning. So some areas have already picked up between 8 and 10 inches of rain. So taking a look here at our satellite imagery of the storm system, Hurricane Delta is now a Category 2 storm. It has weakened a little bit as the storm system moves closer to the coast. It's moved into cooler water, there's more wind shear, and actually the moisture in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, it's a little bit on the lower side, so that's what helped it to decrease a little bit. But it's still a strong storm system, and there is the eye wall hitting parts of Louisiana right now, and you see where it's like the red and the dark red? That's where the heaviest rain is coming down and the strongest winds. And look at this, there are some areas in yellow and orange, and that's where the rainfall totals are already getting up close to 8 to 10 inches, and some of that not only over water but over land too. And still have a ways to go because it hasn't even made landfall yet. That's going to happen shortly though. It is tracking to the north-northeast at 14 miles per hour, so Delta will soon be over Louisiana. Once it is over land and it tracks off to the north-northeast, it will get weaker and weaker, but it's still going to be able to bring up a lot of moisture with it and produce a lot of gusty winds. So this is the wind field here, and look at how it's not completely circular. That's because you never have a perfectly circular tropical storm or hurricane. Once it does move over land, look at how it starts to shrink. but that's going to take a few hours before we really start to see it decrease enough to where you're not talking about downed trees and power lines and the potential for flooding. We'll take a live look with our Savannah Camp. It's beautiful, and it's also a little spooky, isn't it, right there with the sunshine right there behind the cloud cover. The clouds have been increasing all day long, and that will keep up for tonight. It's 84 degrees now with winds out of the east-southeast at 13 miles per hour. It's pretty humid. The heat index is up to 88 degrees. For tonight, we are staying warm. Overnight lows are only dropping to the low to mid 70s. That's 15 degrees above average for this time of year. We should be seeing lows at around 60. So all this tropical moisture from the Gulf, even some from the Atlantic Ocean, coming into the coastal empire and low country. We have the clouds now, and we will have rain showers later. So in the futurecast hour by hour on Saturday, there's a 40% chance of showers and storms. Then on Sunday, more of the active weather from Hurricane Delta, what's left of it, will be moving on in, and some storms could be on the strong to severe side. So tonight, we'll drop to overnight lows, 74 in Savannah. You'll see a low of 71 in Statesboro. Vidalia, you'll drop to 72. Then tomorrow, we do have that 40% chance of showers and storms. Look for a high of 83, winds out of the east-southeast, breezy at times, up to 15 miles per hour. In the 7-day forecast, over the weekend, a higher chance of showers and storms on Sunday, and the next week it looks to be mainly dry and pretty hot for a couple of days. In tonight's time saver traffic, here's another update on the accident that's happened out on Tybee. Highway 80 is blocked, and it could be a few hours before it opens again. We do know that there has been a fatality due to speed, fleeing a vehicle, hit and run, and it happened on the south end. It will keep you up to date. Ben, back to you.
Chris, thank you. We know that many people are doing some amazing things in our community right now, and we want to hear about them. So send your submissions to ourheroes@wsav.com with a photo and a message about what makes them special. You can also upload a video to social media, Google Drive or YouTube. Just tag us in the post or email the link.
Still to come, Sesame Street is trending tonight.
What they have planned to teach kids about the effects of racism. Sesame Workshop, the organization behind Sesame Street, will air an anti-racism special later this month called The Power of We.
And that tops our look at what's trending tonight. The goal of the half-hour special is to help define racism for younger viewers, showing them how hurtful it can be and encourage them to speak up when they hear or see racist behavior. The Power of We will air on PBS Kids on October 15th. It will also stream on HBO Max and the PBS 24/7 streaming channel.
One of the viral moments out of Wednesday night's vice presidential debate turns into a moneymaker for the Biden-Harris campaign. While Vice President Pence was answering a question, a fly landed on his head. The black bug standing out on the vice president's white hair, sticking around for about 2 minutes. It didn't take long for the Biden-Harris campaign to turn that moment into a fundraiser. The campaign selling a Truth Over Flies fly swatter on its website, which is already sold out.
A group in Hong Kong is holding yoga and other meditation classes against a vivid backdrop of a giant aquarium. Hong Kong's Ocean Park has begun offering fitness activities, including yoga classes, to see its business afloat. Well, the park has faced deep losses during coronavirus restrictions. Yoga instructors say the fish in the aquarium are calming presence during the class.
McDonald's sales jumped nearly 5% in the third quarter as more customers ate Big Macs and McNuggets for dinner. In September, it offered a deal on rapper Travis Scott's favorite meal. McDonald's says because of that promotion, it had the highest monthly same-store sales in nearly a decade. While dinner sales are up, breakfast sales are down.
Still to come, all eyes on Hurricane Delta. We will have the latest from the Gulf Coast.
Plus, compassion and kindness from local nurses, how they are honoring a patient who lost her life. WSAV News 3 at 6 is next.
Just 6 weeks after being hit with Laura, parts of the Gulf Coast now bracing for the arrival of Hurricane Delta.
And we are on your side with a closer look at the controversy surrounding poll watchers. What role will they play as you cast your ballot?
And coming up at the complete forecast, we have the very latest information on Hurricane Delta. It's expected to make landfall very soon, and then we could see rain showers from it over the weekend. News 3 at 6 starts now.
Now from WSAV, the station that's on your side. You're watching News 3 at 6.
Good evening, I'm Tina Shaw.
And I'm Ben Singer. Thank you for joining us tonight. We begin this half hour getting back to our breaking news on Tybee Island. We told you earlier about a deadly crash that happened that really had snarled traffic. Well, you can see that traffic is moving here. This is a live look from our St. Joseph's Candler cam. Especially coming off the island, traffic is moving pretty decently. You can see it's still very backed up to get on the island as you're going toward Tybee. We'll continue to follow this story for you.
And now to the latest on Hurricane Delta. As Chris told us during the 5:30 half hour, it is already hitting parts of Louisiana.
Tonight, Jake Chapman is in Lake Charles with our top story.
You could see the rain and the wind pick up here in Lake Charles as people are gearing up for Hurricane Delta. Now, there is still debris from Hurricane Laura, but crews are down here right now helping them pick up the pieces to help them move forward.
Just basically helping them try to get back to some semblance of normal life.
Grant Wassel works for ATI, a disaster recovery company that helps businesses who sustained storm damage from natural disasters. His company has been down in Lake Charles the last month helping the recovery efforts from Hurricane Laura. But even after Laura and Delta, there will still be pieces to pick up.
The rain that comes in behind the winds and things can actually do a lot of damage also. So it's best for us to get in early to get the businesses and homes and things tarped off quickly.
And Wassel believes this hurricane season will help businesses and people realize the importance of having insurance, as Mother Nature can be powerful and unforgiving.
When you see 2 or 3 years where you don't have any hurricane activity, you know, it's easy to say, well, do I really need to add this extra piece to my insurance policy? And this is proof positive of it.
Power crews and first responders are in the area and they're on standby. We're going to continue to monitor the situation and bring you the latest both on air and online. In Lake Charles, I'm Jake Chapman.
And now let's take a live look outside from our Savannah cam. What a different scene here. Some of you may be wondering about the weather for tonight's high school football games across the region. Storm Team 3 meteorologist Scott Roberts is in Pooler with your forecast first.
Hey there, Ben. Mount Day Sail is here from Macon taking on Savannah Christian. It should be a great game. Weather-wise, things are going to be looking pretty good. We're largely under the influence of Hurricane Delta, which is in the northern Gulf of Mexico. We've had an onshore flow making things pretty humid this afternoon. Temperatures in the mid and upper 80s, feeling even hotter at times. But now we're starting to cool off into the 70s, and certainly as we do go into the evening hours, it will be in the 70s. A few showers are possible, so be aware of that. And certainly more rain chances are in the forecast as we go into the weekend, thanks to the influence of Hurricane Delta as it does come onshore. Chris Allred will have the latest on that coming up. I'll be here all night long getting some highlights. Connor Delpree and Greg Talbot tell me that this should be a very good game to watch, just as many of the others around the area will be looking like tonight. We'll have more on the weather coming up with Chris in a few moments. Back to you in the studio.
Scott, thank you. In a WSAV Now report, with just 25 days left until the election, Chatham County Democrats are calling for unity within their own party. They held a rally at Daffin Park this afternoon. Savannah Mayor Pro Tem Estella Shabazz and other community leaders spoke at the event. The party is uniting behind Chatham County Commissioner Chester Ellis, who is running for county chairman. He defeated Democratic Committee Chairman Jay Jones in the primary.
We need to bring unity among all Democrats. And we've come today, even though the rally is about me, yet it's about every Democrat that's on the ballot. From Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Chester Ellis, Selena Jones, all the way down the ballot. Every Democrat.
The Chatham County Republican Party says it will also host events closer to Election Day.
President Donald Trump's son is scheduled to make another trip to Savannah. According to published reports, Don Jr. will host an event on Monday, October 12th. The rally is at the Forest City Gun Club in Savannah. It will take place at 1 in the afternoon. And we have new information tonight about the return of former Savannah City Manager Michael Brown. Brown worked for the city for more than 20 years before leaving in 2010. Now he is back until City Council finds a permanent replacement. WSAV News 3's Edward Moody takes a closer look.
With 15 years as Savannah City Manager and 9 years as Assistant City Manager before that, Michael Brown is what Mayor Van Johnson calls a juggernaut of public service.
He's been the architect of many of the things that we have going on. He's been involved with Project Arend. He's been involved with the arena at its very infancy stages.
With City Council's approval, Brown will step in as interim city manager when Pat Monahan retires November 2nd. Brown's first mission has already been laid out.
Our retreat will be in mid-November, hopefully to adopt our budget by the first meeting in December. And so Michael will quarterback that.
His contract reflects the demands and power of a city manager. He'll make roughly $20,000 a month, plus a vehicle allowance. Because of his interim status, the city charter calls for his deal to be renewable every 3 months.
We could certainly agree to renew it automatically until one or both of the parties decides otherwise.
The decision to hire Brown comes after City Council couldn't agree on one of 3 finalists for city manager. The mayor says someone of Brown's caliber gives them time to find the right candidate.
I've said before, time and time again, we want a gamer. We want a big-time person that's able to handle big-time city issues.
In Savannah, Edward Moody, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Mayor Johnson says council will likely renew its search for a permanent city manager later this year after the budget is finalized.
A woman who passed away with no family to claim her will get a proper burial thanks to the nurses who cared for her.
Fox & Weeks Funeral Home is partnering with St. Joseph's Hospital to honor her memory and others who passed while in isolation. WSAV News 3's Alex Bozargian shares her story.
Deborah Rogers is signing her name in a memorial book for a woman she never knew. Her signature, one of many, honoring the life and death of Ellen Kavanaugh.
All of my family, my husband, my son, my brother, my mom, my dad, God has already called all of them home. And I don't really have any more family except a few cousins.
Her loss, connecting her to Kavanaugh, who died alone and unclaimed but not unloved.
We just didn't feel it was right for her to go with no one taking care of her. So we kind of all just chipped in together and decided as a unit that we were going to try and see if we could have something done for her to make sure she had the proper burial that she deserved.
With the help of Fox & Weeks, Kavanaugh's care team is making that a reality.
Ellen's so representative, and she almost symbolizes everything that we've been through. And I thought that just that humanity and care that those nurses displayed deserved something more than that, and so did Ellen.
As a last responder, Sullivan understands putting your own grief aside to care for people in need. Famous author John Green once said, "Pain demands to be felt." Sullivan says this service will give nurses and the community space for that heartache.
To my opinion, this is humanity at its best at every level. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, this is what we need to do for Ellen. But more importantly, we needed an opportunity for the healthcare workers to reach out and to grieve and to do what they needed to do as well.
Alex Bozargian, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Kavanaugh's service will be held on Sunday at 3 in the afternoon. Only her nurses will attend in person, but the entire memorial will be live streamed. Fox & Weeks also has set up a scholarship in her honor. To learn more, you can visit WSAV.com/EC Memorial.